Hey everybody, Jeremy here. Welcome to Action Figure Window Shopping episode 49. This is the New York Comic Con 2022 edition because that just wrapped up over the past week. It was back, it was in person, and there were a lot of really cool toy announcements made. If you were able to go to the show, hope you got your hands on some cool swag, met some cool people. But for those of us who didn't go to the show, here are some of the things that we missed. So let's start off with McFarlane Toys that had a cool panel here where they made a bunch of different reveals. So I'm on the Instagram page of Rob D Toys, Rob Dunbar, and I'm using his Instagram page because he has some pretty nice photos of all of the announcements that were put up on the screen. They didn't have any like official press images of this, so I'm using his photos for this particular purpose. So credit to him. All right, so let's take a look. Go through a couple of slides, and here are the first reveals. 7-inch figures for the spring of 2023, and I was so happy when I saw this because 3 of these figures were on my list of a video that I made about some of my wish list for McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures, and I got a few of them right here. Starting off with Superboy here with the leather jacket. We're going to be getting him. Eradicator, we're going to be getting him, you know, the whole reign of the Superman thing. And then Mr. Freeze, a nice classic looking Mr. Freeze. It's been way too long. I don't know what took so long, but we're finally getting a Mr. Freeze. Yes. And then the other figures that's coming out, of course, these are not going to be the only figures, but these are just the ones that were revealed. We get yet another Joker, yet another Batman, but we get a more classic looking Wonder Woman with the purple suit and the Signal. I believe this yellow guy here is named the Signal. So we are almost there as far as, you know, the group of Reign of the Superman that I want. Since we're getting Eradicator and we're getting Superboy, we need Steel and we need the Cyborg Superman. And I want the black suit, long hair Superman. And then my childhood figures will be complete in the DC Multiverse line. So let's move on to the next group of announcements. We got some mega figs here. I don't know who this first guy is. I forgot his name, but this guy next to him is Frankenstein with a huge sword. If you want a official look at Frankenstein, here he is. So this is the official press image from McFarlane Toys. Frankenstein mega figure from 7 Soldiers of Victory. All right. Well, actually, since this says coming soon, maybe it's not 2023. Maybe this is 2022 in the fall. Okay. Pretty cool. So yeah, these guys, or at least Frankenstein, is coming soon. And let's look at the next wave here. Now, this was a shock. Spring 2023. We're getting the Dark Knight trilogy Build-A-Figure wave. So we got Scarecrow here. We have the Christian Bale Batman, Heath Ledger's Joker. We've got Two-Face, Harvey Dent, and then the Build-A-Figure is going to be Bane. Now, this was, like I said, it was really shocking because, you know, I at least thought that we were just going to be dealing with the comic book side of things, but this is the movie side of things. And since we're getting a Bane Build-A-Figure, that will make how many Banes so far? I think like 3 Banes, but I think this is like the first time that we're going to be getting a Build-A-Figure that's not, you know, larger than the regular figures that you have to build to come, that you have to build in order to get him. So, you know, this Bane is not going to be much bigger than any of these other figures, but he is the Build-A-Figure for this particular wave. I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, I know a lot of people were really psyched about this. I would love to compare McFarlane's Joker to the NECA Joker that came out years ago. We'll see if that one is better or worse or, you know, pretty much the same. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Awesome stuff. Next up, if you like the 1966 Batman figures, there's more coming. We got Alfred as Batman. I think we've seen that one before. And then here's Egghead here. Next up, the Superpowers. Those are the retro style toys, the smaller ones. And so we're going to be getting Nightwing, Wonder Woman, and Deathstroke in spring 2023. And then the 7-inch page punchers. And this is all about Aquaman. So we got Aquaman, we got Black Manta, Aqualad, and this guy whose name I cannot remember. But these are going to be coming out and they are going to have a comic book with them. And then after that, we have some 3-inch page punchers. Still going to be doing that. Looks like we've got ourselves Batman Beyond here, another Batman, another Aquaman from Flashpoint, and a Lex Luthor. So yeah, a lot of cool things coming out in the future from McFarlane Toys. So this is next year. You know, we still got plenty of time in this year. This is going to be a lot of McFarlane stuff. Just crazy amount of McFarlane stuff. Also at the show, there was like a little space that was dedicated to McFarlane's things, and people were around there and they were taking photos. And one of the photos that they took was of this guy. And this is from Reddit. It's called the Justice League Megazord from Dark Knight's Metal. That was shown off inside of like this display, and it had a bunch of other figures here. So apparently this was from, you know, like one of those like single panel or maybe 2 panels pages in that particular comic, and this is what it looks like in that comic. Don't know if that figure is ever going to come out, but that would be pretty awesome. It would be somewhere along the lines of the Hellbat suit from Batman, and then also that Superman Unchained armor that was pretty awesome looking. So yeah, this thing is freaky. I mean, look at that. A Megazord, if you will, of DC characters. So I thought that was pretty cool there. And then I don't know if the next one is official or not, but this was apparently a leak of a 1989 McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Gold Label Batwing from the 1989 Batman movie with Michael Keaton. Don't know if this is actually real or not, but this is just a blurry image of what they say it's going to look like. It's not so far-fetched since we are getting the Dark Knight trilogy figure. So if they kind of went back and did a Batwing from 1989 Batman, that wouldn't be too far off. So yeah, hopefully that is a real thing, because that is a really cool looking vehicle. Speaking of really cool looking vehicles, here's another announcement from McFarlane Toys here. Boom. This is the gold label Batmobeast. You can get it from Walmart for $50, and it comes with this Dark Knight's Metal Batman. All right, now I'm not going to get this because I already have 2 of these Batman basically, so it'll be the 3rd one. But this is the Batmobeast, and it looks just like the other one, except it's like they took the blue plastic off of it, so it looks more like an off-road vehicle. I kind of like this better as opposed to the monster truck look. But yeah, man, you can fit this Batman in here. It's absolutely massive. And for $50, you can get the figure and this giant vehicle. That is a crazy good deal, especially compared to some of the other vehicles that we've seen in recent memory. But we'll get to that in just a second. So now I'm throwing it over to Paternia.com's Twitter page, because there was also some Spawn figures that were announced. So as you can see here, for the spring of 2023, we're going to be getting Medieval Spawn, Monolith, and Sin. And then the page puncher treatment is also coming to Spawn. It just totally makes sense for this to happen. So we're going to be getting Spawn, Anti-Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, and Augur, spring 2023. So Spawn is going to be joining the page punchers line. And that, my friends, I think are all of the announcements from New York Comic Con for McFarlane Toys, just about. Over at Walmart, you can pre-order these figures right here. These are the gold label Batman Arkham City figures with the Build-A-Figure for Solomon Grundy. These are just black and white, so you can go to walmart.com and pre-order those. And then lastly here, you can also pre-order, I think for either $90 or $100. This is the Batman the Animated Series 4-pack, also exclusive to Walmart. So be able to get all of these guys here if you're a fan of that line. So yeah, just a ton of announcements from McFarlane Toys. You love to see it. All right, so let's move on to what NECA is doing. They revealed the next figure in the TMNT Cross Universal Monsters line. This is Casey Jones, it's Phantom of the Opera. It is a really good fit, I have to say. So he's the latest one shown here. He looks really just, man, has like a sort of like I just watch wrestling, so I'm just thinking about the Fiend. But anyway, yeah, look at that messed up face underneath that mask. Got the hockey stick, got the suit. It's brilliant. I love it. It's awesome. And also from NECA, I'm not going to show it because it's sold out right now on Walmart. There's no page up, but they did have these figures available. They had this sort of black and white Shredder. They had this character here, and then they had this black and white Foot Soldier. They were available on Walmart.com, and they were about $40, I think. They are sold out. They're no longer available, but that's something that we could have gotten sitting here at home. And NECA sold some stuff from their vault there at the show as well. And then they also gave us another look at this Donatello as the Invisible Man, also from the Universal Monsters Cross TMNT line. We've seen him before, but here are some more cool pictures of Donatello here. He's got that translucent shell with the pizza showing in the back. I think that's a nice little touch there. And like I said before, I'm planning on getting every single character in this particular line because I think they are just really, really cool. Okay, so Hasbro had their own Hasbro PulseCon thing like the week prior. So they didn't have a whole lot of new things to show during this during New York Comic Con. But I did want to show this picture that Toy Art picked up. That's basically just a promotion for the Marvel Unlimited digital comic subscription service. So if you pay $60 a year for the annual subscription, here are 3 of the new limited edition Marvel Legends figures that you can get from that subscription. I'm not sure how they do it. I think you only get 1 of them, but it's Deadpool, it's Venom, and there's Kamala Khan. Here's a closer look at it right there. So yeah, if you're interested in that, or if you were already going to get the annual subscription, then you're going to get at least 1 of these figures as part of that subscription. But let's look at how the Marvel Legends Engine of Vengeance is doing. Always got to check on this thing every single week. 5,241 backers. Let's refresh this page to see where it's at now. Okay, so 5,238 backers. They're losing backers. When I did this a couple of weeks ago, they were up at 5,700, and then a week later it was more like 5,400, and now they're down to 5,200. So they're moving in the opposite direction. They have 22 days left to meet that 9,000 backer target. It's looking more and more grim, and we'll see if they try to put out more incentives to get people to back it. And they've kind of been doing that, but it doesn't really get people to, put down their money, because here's something that they just announced. For 10,000 backers, you're going to get the Goblin Queen Madeline Pryor, clone of X-Men's Jean Grey with her own psychic powers. So they're going to be unlocked for everyone if the campaign reaches 10,000 backers. Mephisto, the first one that they revealed, needs 12,000 backers, and then they're like, oh, well, here's the Madeline Pryor. Now we only need 10,000 backers. But the hard part is getting to the 9,000. And at this point, it's not looking too good for them. So we'll see. We'll see. We still got 22 days left, but it doesn't look like the Engine of Vengeance is going to make it. And it's kind of funny when you see this for $350 that was just going to come with this character and these effects and this car here, and then you go back and you look at the McFarlane Toys giant Batmo Beast for $50 and you get this Batman figure along with it. I know it's not quite the same, but I mean, come on, we're talking about a $300 difference here. Come on, Hasbro. So yeah, that's a little bit embarrassing if I was looking at that and working for Hasbro. All right, so the next thing I want to show you guys, if you are a fan of Dragon Ball Super and you haven't seen the new movie yet, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, I'm going to give you 5 seconds before I spoil something. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, spoiler time. SH Figure Arts. So these are some pictures over here at Toy Arc. This is the orange Piccolo. And then we have Frieza in his second form. That's not a spoiler, but the orange Piccolo is. That was his new form when his power was unlocked. He's just really big and buff, and oh man, he just turned in. It was just a clash of giants in that movie when Piccolo transformed and made himself huge, something that he has not done for quite a while. So here is just some of the pictures. So it's SH Figure Arts. So yeah, you know that it's going to be good, really good actually, as far as that articulation goes, and the molding and the sculpting. This Piccolo looks absolutely awesome. I expect him to cost somewhere between 80 and $100, maybe even a little bit more. That's how much these things usually cost. And then here's the Frieza here. Not so much interested in Frieza as Piccolo because that's the first time I've seen the orange Piccolo in figure form. So hopefully someone like me who don't want to spend that much money waiting for Ban Presto to come out with a statue of this guy. I'm surprised they haven't shown it already. All right, so we're almost wrapping up towards the end here. I'm going to go over here to SH or to Super 7 because they got some Godzilla figures. Remember NECA used to have that license to produce Godzilla figures, and then they didn't have it anymore. And, you know, here is where at least some of it ended up. So these are $200 for this Godzilla and Destorio. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that, but he looks amazing. Look at these photos. Doesn't that look pretty cool? $200. You got this skull on Godzilla. Man, that is freaky. So yeah, really cool looking 1200 degrees Celsius Godzilla. Yep, that is hot enough to melt anything. So let's take a look at the specs on this guy. 4.5 pounds. Holy shnikes. That is crazy. We get 2 interchangeable heads, a neutral head, an angry head, 4 interchangeable claws, 2 closed claws, 2 open claws, and 3 juveniles. And then for Godzilla, 2 interchangeable heads, a battle damaged head, and a skull head. So yeah, so these look like they're going to be some pretty decent sized figures. You can also kind of get them separately if you want. So this Destroyo by itself is going to be $110. Here's the specs. He's pretty big. We're talking about, well, big-ish. Almost 10 inches tall, 13 inches wide. So yeah, that is, and 14 inches long. So it's a pretty decent figure. You know, it's 2.5 pounds. So it's a nice, big, chunky piece of plastic. And then the individual Godzilla by itself, 1200 degrees Celsius Godzilla. Specs on him, weighing 2 pounds, 8 inches high, 4.21 inches wide, 14 inches long. Oh man, I love that look. Look at that face. That is really cool looking. And then last but not least, I was just so shocked to see this old dirty bastard. Ultimate figure. A long time ago, I saw an old dirty bastard statue, and I was kind of shocked. I'm like, why does he have a statue? I don't understand. And now he has an action figure, and I'm wondering the same thing. Why does he have an action figure? You know, but he has left us, unfortunately. But this is a pre-order, and it's going to close on November 4th, 2022. So this ODB Ultimate figure for $55. Look at all these accessories. You get all these interchangeable hands. Get this microphone, you get these 3 interchangeable heads. That's pretty cool. So, you know, I'm just kind of shocked to see Old Dirty Bastard as an action figure and a statue. But yeah, I guess who is left his estate is, you know, making sure that he's immortalized forever and ever. But yeah, you guys, that is it. A lot of New York Comic-Con stuff, mostly from McFarlane Toys. They really kind of tore the house down there. And yeah, that is it for episode 49 of Action Figure Window Shopping. Next week is going to be episode 50. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if I'm going to do anything interesting or not, or just make it a regular episode, but we will see. But until then, if you want to check out some more videos, just take a look over there. You'll be able to see some other videos, and I will see you next week. So until then, take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time.